In today's video, I talk about fear. And if you didn't know, fear is a motherfucker. And unless you decide to face it and slay the dragon head on, then you will always be controlled by it. But we're not going to let that happen. What's up, guys? What's going on? You are rocking with Frank Daniels. Today I'm talking fear and exactly how it holds people back and exactly what we're going to do to slay that beast. But before I do that, I would love to request for you guys to head down below, subscribe to this channel right here so you can get these motivational and performance tips and videos right on the spot. You won't miss a thing. It'll come right to you. So definitely subscribe below. Now let me talk about fear and what that's all about. Fear holds people back from changing, from growing, from becoming the people that ultimately they want to become. And fear can actually be a metaphor for being stuck in your comfort zone. So a lot of people get stuck in their comfort zone, and as you might know or may have heard, when you're in your comfort zone, you just don't grow. You just don't become better. And when it comes down to it, all the things that are like special and spectacular in life just happen to be outside of our comfort zone. Now, I know a lot about fear because I grew up controlled by fear. So when I was a kid, when I was growing up, my father got sick, my mother took off with my brother and I, fled across the country, a lot of like crazy people and environments we were surrounded by. Ultimately ended up, like losing us, the cops coming, having to take us away. We went through like foster homes across the country for a couple years. Just a lot of like crazy stuff going on. And then I grew up again. My father was sick, and we had to take care of him, and it wasn't pretty. That's for sure. So I grew up around a lot of just kind of crazy environment and unstable situations. So growing up as a kid and into young adulthood, fear controlled me. Anxiety controlled me, and fear is an umbrella that encompasses a whole bunch of emotions. But generally, the way I learned to kind of defeat that was acknowledging that fear was controlling me, and that just wasn't going to happen. And ultimately, every situation that came up where, it's within reason. There's certain situations where fear is a good thing. So if you're at gunpoint, fear is probably a great emotion to have. But most of us feel fear in a whole bunch of scenarios that we don't really need to feel fear in. So this is how you slay that beast. Ultimately, whenever you feel yourself starting to get that little twinge of fear inside of you, that's exactly the point in which you should go do that thing that you're telling yourself not to do. And that's how you get rid of fear. Because if you're going to stay inside your comfort zone, inside this box, you'll always be comfortable. You'll never be challenged. No one can ever make fun of you. No one can ever talk bad about you. But you'll always stay in the same place. And ultimately, you'll be looking in the mirror going, how come I don't have the life that I want to have? Well, you don't have the life that you want to have because you're not willing to be challenged at all. You're not willing to face that fear. The only way you're going to get rid of it is to step up and do the things that make you feel that little twinge of fear. The way you face fear, the way you get rid of fear and have it dissipate over the course of time, okay, it may take a little while, okay, is to challenge yourself and step up to the things that ultimately you don't necessarily want to do because you're scared. You got to do that shit. You got to do it until you're not fearful anymore. And then all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, man, I'm a strong person. I'm growing. I'm becoming better. You might have more money. You probably be more fit. You might have better relationships. You can throw all this stuff into the box of, listen, in order to have a fantastic life, one that I'm proud of, I've really got to face my fears and challenge myself as much as possible. So when you feel that little twinge of fear and you want to go running this way, okay, I'm going to move towards that thing. And ultimately, again, over the course of the time, the more often you do that, challenge yourself, step outside your comfort zone, that fear is going to dissipate and go away, and fear will no longer control you. You will control and dominate the landscape around you. And that's what it's all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, if you really did, head down below, like, leave a comment. What did I say? Subscribe to this channel. You need it. I can use it. Subscribe to this channel. My name is Frank Daniels, guys. Enjoy your day. Ah, no! Shit! And we're going to talk about we're going to talk about something. That's not what I want to say. I'm going to go back. Damn. Never clean no shit outside. That's all I got to say for today. I'll be back next week. Make sure you subscribe. You ain't gonna want to miss this shit. Right?